everyone, today we're going to check out Kingdom of Hearts 358/2 days. Most retarded fucking title level. And yes, I know there was some point to that. I remember watching a video a long time ago about that and the PS3 titles. They do have an actual point. I remember that. I don't remember what they were, and it doesn't make the title any better. But we're going to be talking about this. This is the first Kingdom Hearts game on the DS, and I believe it was a full-colored booklet. Yes, it was a full-colored booklet. Back in the day when booklets still came in damn cases. But this is the first Kingdom Hearts game on the DS, and it was also the game that made me completely rage quit the fucking series. I had not played a single Kingdom Hearts game after this game, though I'm pretty sure I own all of them now. The digital one on the DS was the only other one I didn't have, I believe, so I'm pretty sure I have them all now. But I haven't played any of them. This literally made me rage quit the series, because I just... I liked the first one. I didn't mind Chain of Memories as much as a lot of people, and I enjoyed the gameplay too, but I have a lot of questionable iffiness with the direction the story went, and this is a mixed bag. The big problem, I'd say, is with this game is it's a filler. It's not... It has little content for you to truly enjoy. The end game is the funnel portion of the game, because the plot picks up, and the more interesting aspects of the plot happen. But until you get that part, you're doing a lot of these bare-bone missions that are really fucking boring and repeat very often. You get dozens of random missions where you just go to locations and kill Heartless to collect hearts and return the base. It's just a lot of filler garbage. And I'm pretty... I know a lot of Japanese RPGs have filler stuff to help get some extra time in there. But... And I'm willing to admit I can be pretty forgiving. But it just feels very hollow in this game, and that probably is because the gameplay is not as solid on a DS. The console versions of Kingdom Hearts have very good controls and everything, and 2 improved on that with interesting time button mechanics that would activate really cool cutscenes and shit. I mean, I really love the final battles of both games. They're very awesome moments. But you don't get that in this. And, you know, obviously it's on the original DS. It has a lot more limitations. It has small areas, just everything's so reduced. It's a hollow shell of trying to be like Kingdom Hearts, but not obviously being able to live up to that. Well, Chain of Memories did something different. This tries to play like a Kingdom Hearts game, but it's handicapped by the system it's on. No analog stick, so you're using a plus pad in a 3D world. And so, like, the flying, like, Peter Pan's world was one of my favorite levels in Kingdom Hearts 1. I loved flying and fighting shit. It is horrendous in this fucking game. Ugh. In the combat, it is not as responding. Like, I got so good at Kingdom Hearts 1, I could block shit with the Keyblade. There is a special technique in it's been a long time since I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't believe it can work on everything, but one thing I specifically remember using it very well on was when I did the hard playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 1 to get that secret awesome cinematic you can get. The final boss has in his forced form, he has this charge thing he does. You could actually use your Keyblade, if you time it right, to completely stop him and then get extra damage in him. And that was an awesome way of dealing with his forced form. That little touch to the combat, it doesn't feel like it's in this game at all, even though some of those aspects or things you can apply to Roxas. In the story, like I said, the end part of the story, it's the interesting part, but it's getting there it is. And about the story, since I usually give a bare bones explanation of the story, but I always got on some of the meat and bones of what I was disliking. This is a game that also takes place between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. So this and Chain of Memories are going at similar time periods at one point. So you play as Roxas, and if you played Kingdom Hearts 2, you know who Roxas is. If you haven't, then I'm not going to spoil that. But you play as Roxas and his journey as part of Organization 13 and what led to him leaving it. Because that part's not really a spoiler, you should actually know that part. But this is about what happened and what led to the end, which led into Kingdom Hearts 2, or part of the ending of Chain of Memories and that. And, well, that's not necessarily a bad idea to make a game around. Until the halfway point, it doesn't start getting to a lot more interesting. And it just keeps piling on a lot of filler garbage on you. And the leveling system is so bizarre in this. Like, I know there's a lot of people who hate Chain of Memories so much. But what they did in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories made sense, at least in the context of what was happening. The cards represented memories and thoughts, and that's why the cards manifested power and shit. That made sense in the context of the story in Castle Oblivion. In this game, you have a panel system where you play Tetris with blocks that grant you power, magic, items, abilities, and then you can get, like, say, a block that has multiple panels and add more blocks to that to increase blocking or attacking or other abilities. And it has no context to it in the game. It just seems like some random fucking system that makes no sense. And I can understand, maybe I'm thinking a little too much into it, but I just don't get why they did this weird-ass system that none of the other games had at any all. I mean, you even have to apply level blocks. Like, you get a level block when you level up, and you have to apply that to your panel. I mean, it's an interesting idea, but, like, is the game trying to illustrate this is how nobody's on shit? Like, I don't know. It just seems like a completely random system that's to encourage more work, because you can get more powerful blocks of different things by doing a lot of the side content or the synthesizing and shit. And it just felt like it was a way to get more of that, because Roxas is, for the most part, the only person you have to take care of. While you do get AI partners for a few missions, you don't have to equip them or have any control of their AI or even have to care for them, because they don't add too much to the combat itself like Donald and Goofy or the other Disney characters in the console versions would do, where they were a little more important. But Roxas is the only one you take care of, so it kind of feels like to me it was just a way to add more filler to the game, and I don't know, it feels so hollow to me. It feels really hollow to me. And also in this game, it does have a multiplayer mode where you can play the different characters of Organization 13, and I believe that also can lead to more stuff you can unlock to apply to your panels and such. I have never got to play that mode, because I've never gotten an opportunity to, or even know anyone else with this. The story, if we are to go into spoiler territory at this point, basically, if you don't know, Roxas is Sora's nobody that happened when Sora turned into a Heartless and his heart got separated temporarily near the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 that caused him to have a nobody, and that also caused, since Kyrie's heart was with him too, caused her to get a nobody, which led to the events of Chain of Memories. And Roxas got abducted basically by Organization 13 because he could use the Keyblade, so they could use him to get hearts, so they can get Kingdom Hearts, which is what the main leader of the organization wants. But, and this is the big problem I have with the story overall, is there's another organization member who isn't part of the main 13 who can also use a Keyblade. So this starts out really strange because nobody ever talks about this character in Kingdom Hearts 2. I can't think of anything that ever referenced the character. And from what I understand, later games, the later handheld games, do mention her occasionally. I haven't played those. I'm just going off 1, Chain of Memories, and 2, in this. There's nothing in 2 that ever mentions this character or hints at, as far as I'm aware of. I'd be fair, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 in a long time, so maybe there was some kind of obscure reference that was speculating that I didn't exactly catch on to, and that's possible. But I don't remember anything off the top of my head. But this character is part of Roxas, you find out, and she is a puppet who's absorbing his memories, which are Sora's memories. So Sora's memories are in Roxas, and these memories are leaking into this girl who the organization made so they could have a puppet to use the Keyblade. And this is where I kind of don't get what the fuck the organization was doing. Because essentially, she's what led Roxas to fucking leaving and betraying them and shit. And, like, the thing, it could just went so much better if they just left it alone and just used Roxas. I mean, maybe it would have eventually reached to some point, but it probably will have lasted a lot longer. It just seems kind of stupid. I mean, admittedly, the characters say they weren't expecting her to do what she was doing, having her own personality be built from it, but it really bit them in the ass in the end, and they pretty much admitted it did, so it just seemed like a weird choice when they could have just kept using Roxas instead of having this, because, I mean, they got to the point where it's like, well, one of them needs to die, I don't care which one, whoever lives will just continue using them, and it's like, why did you fucking bother with a puppet then? Why did you bother? Okay. But, if you're familiar with a lot of Japanese RPGs, sometimes they get crazy weird. Get crazy weird. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this game. It's... When I first played this game, because I bought it brand new. and I was really disappointed in it, because a type of RPG I really hate is what I call a boxed womb RPG. It's where you have this womb that you basically live in for the entire fucking game, and you leave to go to little areas to do things and come back to this womb and have no real interaction with the actual world and environments. And that's essentially what this game is like, because you keep coming back to the main womb in Organization 13 while you go to other worlds. Which, obviously, being on the DS, there isn't a lot of space in that, so a lot of the worlds are pretty small. I mean, Peter Pan's world is fucking just almost nothing but ocean and little walks in the fucking sea. It's also probably the worst stage in the game. Which is funny, because it was probably one of my favorites in the first one. I mean, the idea of what they did with the game could have worked so much better in some other way. I just... The setup, the controls, what they had to go with didn't work the way they wanted it, because obviously they were trying to do a actual Kingdom Hearts handheld thing here. Well, Chain of Memories was its own thing, not trying to be life-supporting elements of the series and dumbing them down for a system that's barely trying to handle this shit. Other problems I have also with the game is, some of the enemies are okay, but I noticed with a few of them are really fucking stupid. Like, the AI on some of them are really freaking stupid. It's mostly the ones that are copy-paste, but, like, larger. Like, really big. And I noticed they're just kind of funky when fighting them. Like, they don't... Like, the big Neo Shadow, you can just hug the thing and it fucking misses you like 99% of the time. It's like, did anyone fucking even test this mob? But I did like the ending. It was sad, touching, and that. But it still made me think the same thing. What was really the point of doing this whole thing with trying to make a puppet that could also use the Keyblade and then get rid of Roxas when all you did was just cause a worse fucking issue? I don't know. This is a very mixed feelings game. I played it during my breaks at work is where I got time to play it too. It is actually pretty good for 15-minute breaks of that. A lot of the missions can mostly be done within that, and you can just close your DS in sleep mode and do the rest in another break if you happen to be on a slightly longer mission. I will admit it's pretty decent for breaks in that regard, but I don't generally like that kind of system either. That's why I prefer a lot of handheld games, whether RPGs or not, to either have like a quick save option, or just be able to save wherever the fuck you want. But can I really recommend this game? I kind of can see why they added the like HD cutscene stuff to the I think Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS3 had it. Because really, if you just watch all the cutscenes, you could generally get the point of the game really from that. So it's hard to really recommend this game. Especially since it's still kind of pricey because it's a Kingdom Hearts game. I wouldn't pay more than $10 for this game, to be honest. You can get some entertainment and you can kill some time with it, but is it a game I would rather play over others? Because like I said, I played it during my breaks. If there was far superior and greater stuff I could play within the few minutes I get during my breaks, I would probably rather play something else, to be honest. It's not the worst game in the world, don't get me wrong. I understand I was probably pretty openly negative. It's definitely not a horrible, horrible game. But it's not what I would expect from something trying to be Kingdom Hearts on a DS. I think it kind of failed in that regard. And out of people that I've heard say that about the other titles, most people tell me that the PSP title is the only one that really succeeded in that. And that all the other DS ones continued to kind of fail at that. Though I heard some mixed things about the 3DS one, because, you know, better technology It has an analog stick, though I would think the camera's still a freaking nightmare. But, yeah, honestly, I don't think this game's worth more than $10. It's not a horrible game, but it has a lot of filler and stuff that just doesn't keep it interesting for long play sessions and then until you get a lot later in the game. It's a mixed bag to me. But I would love to hear what you think about the game, if you happen to have any opinions or anything, or if you have any other questions about, please leave a comment down below, and until next time, I'll see you later.
ねえ、どうだった？私の作った朝ごはん。感想だよ。そうか、そうか。明日も作ってあげるね。任せてよ。